Now, this happened a couple of minutes ago, so it's breaking news. We don't have all the information yet, so some of the things that I'm saying now may be contradicted later. But basically, I'm on Twitter, and people are talking about the Trump assassination, and I'm like, wow, is the mainstream media talking about it again? Because I thought that they're memory holding it. Even though, like, it was raising them in ratings every time they were talking about it, like, for some mysterious reason, the corporate for-profit organizations are like, no, we're not going to talk about it anymore. And it turns out that no. They're not talking about the previous assassination attempt. They're talking about the recent one, which just happened. Now, when it happened, the news was that there are gunshots next to Trump's golf course. And a lot of people found it hard to believe. It's like, well, they shot at him again. But then a lot of liberal content creators were like, no, listen. Like, from what we understand, it was some people shooting at each other away from Trump, and he just happened to be in the vicinity, so everything is fine. And I'm like, how can everything be fine? Like, this is not normal people shooting each other in the streets. Are you crazy? You don't have to live like that. Like, what are, even if that was the case, even if that would have happened, like, it would still not be normal. And they would say, well, yeah, but see, this is why we need to take the guns. And it's like, well, I'm pretty sure that usually when a shooting happens between two people, someone is breaking the law. Like, there's already a law preventing that from taking place. And usually, even when that takes place, one of the people probably doesn't have the weapon in a legal manner. So, yeah, I don't think, like, more legislation would help when they're not enforcing the current one. But anyway, the news develops, and it turns out that, no, it wasn't like some people that were shooting at each other, and Trump was in the vicinity. No. The Secret Service was opening fire. So yeah, like, Trump apparently was, yet again, placed to the floor, because they found a guy with an AK-47 in a bush. Now, I understand that America does manufacture some AK-47s, but it's not, like, the most popular rifle ever. And they have the suspect in custody. So, now I guess maybe we're going to find out more. Because, like, there's still unanswered question from the previous assassination attempt. So now, maybe with the second one, if they have the suspect in custody, we're going to find out more, right? Apparently, according to Libs of TikTok, this is 20 minutes ago, unbelievable, MSNBC suggests that the Trump campaign needs to tone down the rhetoric. I mean, yeah, sure, you know, like, this is what the press says. I mean, if anyone knows anything about rhetoric, it's the press. Jesus fucking Christ. Weren't they against victim blaming at some point? Like, weren't they like, oh, we need to get men to teach other men about victim blaming and the... Yeah. Isn't this, like, the same thing? What's next? Like, are you going to complain about the way he dresses? Like, he's wearing a MAGA hat like Joe Biden? What about the people that are concerned about our democracy, right? Because this is like the biggest concern. The concern over our democracy. How is it a democracy when a candidate survives not one but two assassination attempts within 2 months? I understand that a lot of Democrats like Mexico, but, like, I hope they're not trying to emulate their political system, because, like, during the last elections, apparently there was a record number of assassinations. So it's not like unheard of in other places of the world, but still, you'd think that America has higher standards, especially when it's about protecting their democracy. You know, like, again, if this happened in Russia, the media would be extremely concerned. They would talk about it a little bit more often, wouldn't you say? And politicians would be like, oh, Russia and their sham of a democracy, blah, blah, blah. Which, no, they would have a point, but, like, why are they applying the same logic when it's happening within the U.S. borders? Like, is it this concerning? Is it, no? Interesting. By the way, what would happen? Like, this is another question. What would happen if the assassin was successful? Who would replace Trump on the ballot? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, would the Republicans have a primary? Or would it be, like, the running mate that would take the play? No, like, this is a legit question. I'm genuinely curious, like, how the American political system would function in such an event. I would bet that the Democrats would be livid. It's like, oh, you're forwarding a candidate without a primary? Or they would say, well, no, it's too late to back now. Like, I'm willing to bet there would be places, there would be states that would say, well, no, it's too late to change anything now because we already had everything set up for Trump. Like, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if that was the case. But, going back to this, can you imagine? I know this is like a meme now. Like, can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot? But, like, seriously, like, can you imagine if this happened to the Democrats? I mean, the crackdown on the average citizen would be insane. Like, you'd have, like, crackdowns on social media and crackdowns on free speech. And you'd have, like, all of the authoritarian measures that the government could muster be deployed. Not tomorrow, now. Like now, they would definitely like deploy all of the authoritarian measures that they can, and the media would be in a panic mode, and they would fearmonger, and they would try to associate every single Trump supporter with the attempted assassin. Like they would go out of their mind. This is the only thing that they would talk about 24/7 until the elections. No, seriously, like imagine if someone tried to do this with Kamala and she got up and there was like the US flag behind her and she would be like, fight, fight, fight. Like, this would be just non-stop. It would be everywhere. All the corporations would have had that logo. Like, there would be t-shirts just flying with that logo. And everyone would just non-stop talk about it. And the only thing that they would talk about it a little bit less, and it would be like the number two thing they would talk about, is just how evil Republicans are. And look how they're trying to subvert democracy, etc., etc. But because it's happening to Republicans, I'm willing to bet that they're going to discuss about it maybe today and tomorrow, and they're going to have like really interesting takes like this, saying that Trump needs to tone down the rhetoric a little bit more, and then it's going to get memory hold again. And granted, this one is a lot easier to memory hold because they don't have like the flag picture, right? Although notice how they don't use the flag picture anymore either. In fact, there was a Twitter post from one of the journalists suggesting that they should stop using that picture just because it makes Trump look good. And of course, the objective press that doesn't ever take sides and doesn't care about profits or making money or anything like that, they're like, well, yeah, I mean, we can't use the picture that makes Trump look good. I mean, this is insane, man. Like, we're living through very interesting times. Like most of my life, nothing happens, and then this year, so much shit just happens and it doesn't stop from happening. And I'm curious, like, if there's going to be a point where it just stops happening and it becomes back to normal. But so far, there's no end in sight. How many months until the election? Because, there's been 2 assassination attempts so far. People were posting that Simpson meme. It's like 1 assassination attempt so far. It's like, why do you have to make the meme into reality? And again, like, how is it possible that you keep having people with assault rifles getting close to Donald Trump when he's got, like, a Secret Service detail? Is this normal? Like, is this happening usually where people that are in the protective custody of the Secret Service, they just have people with guns just appearing around them in a distance where they can take shots? Is this like, normal? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.